Blocco, Italy. Driving is believing, but watching ain't bad, either. Actually, make that watching and listening. Long before the eyes can focus on the moving object, the ears pick up its working noises. I can't see what is occurring behind the bridge and over the hill at the far end of the Fiat Chrysler automobile's test track, but it sounds like a single-plane air race. Or perhaps like a roller coaster powered by a combustion engine, or like a MotoGP bike on four wheels. After a long, imageless prelude wrapped in cotton wool, the wah suddenly blares into sight, blending 7,000 rhythm plus upshift crescendos with trumpeting downshift double takes. Accompanying the street music are two bright LED spots and a red blob taking shape. Fast. At the entrance to the longest straight, a real-time object approaches at 100, 120, 130 miles per hour. Welcome to the world premiere of Dame Giulia at Work, a feast for all senses and the stuff long-lasting goose pimples are made of. A small fleet of test cars is gathered under the lofty roof of what has been nicknamed Sergio's Ridome, a modern white and gray stadium worthy of a Roman emperor. There are half a dozen diesels but only 2 Quadrifoglio models to choose from. Although the super-frugal supporting acts will have to make hay in the European marketplace, it's predictable that enthusiasts zoom in on the performance model. It's loud, thirsty, expensive, but so what? The 505 horsepower crackerjack epitomizes all the elements that can make Alfa Romeo great again. What if it fails? Then it may go down in history as the harbinger of terminal doom. The Deutordi Quadrifoglio is the Super Giulia, the Mark's answer to the Audi RS4, BMW M3, and Mercedes-AMG C63. A four-door sedan on steroids, with broad shoulders, a proudly presented six-pack, and sexy hips. It's the physical embodiment of agility and aggression, self-consciousness and narcissism. Tense and curious, the men who made Project Giorgio, its platform name, are mingling with journalists. There is Harold Wester, the mastermind of Alfa and Maserati. And Roberto Fedeli, the new research and development director who left BMW's Project I for an even bigger challenge. In their wake, more blue suits join the open air fray, the chassis guru, the ruler over all quality issues, the senior software wizard. FCA boss Sergio Marchionne is notorious for not having a lot of time for his engineers. According to his monocular point of view, they spend too much money and don't get things done fast enough. But this time, we are actually ahead of schedule, rejoices a mind-dreading Wester. At 33 months, Giorgio beats the average gestation period by about 3 months. And Fedeli, Giulia is only the beginning. This architecture has a lot of potential. It is instrumental in redefining the brand for its climb to former glory. Enough small talk, yes? Let's slide behind the leather-wrapped multifunctional steering wheel, adjust the carbon shell sports seat trimmed in leather and Alcantara, pull the seat belt tight, and push the red start button. What did you expect? The erratic idle, punkish slang, and addiction to revs typical of the Alfa 4C engine? Or the horse brawl of the Maserati-based V8 fitted to the 8C competition? Instead, the V6 installed in the Giulia cultivates its own tonality, voice melody, and sound pattern. Its phonetic vocabulary does not include rogue terms like loudness and noise. Instead, it compiles rhapsodies for tenor and bass, sings songs, and constantly varies the intricate coloratura as it moves up and down the rev ladder. Even before the flagman steps aside, I feel compelled to summon the underhood orchestra, probe the turbo whine, the intake rasp, the clink-clonk switch between lung volumes, the full-bodied mid-range hum, the impatient lift-off skirmish. With the drive mode selector aptly named DNA in its sportiest setting, we take off and join the so-called Lang circuit, a long loop composed of curvy country road sections, dips and crests, and at least a dozen surface changes. The clutch feels light and positive, but the 6-speed manual gearbox is more committed to stirring emotions than to changing ratios swiftly. Even though the aluminum knobbed lever moves through the gate with due precision, never mind that embarrassing fake downshift throttle blip, it can't match the 8-speed sport auto transmission available later this year for rapidity. Emotionally, however, the classic lever-operated man-machine interaction is likely more involving than any paddle shift routine. The 2.9-liter, twin-turbo quad-cam V6 musters 505 horsepower at 6,500 revolutions per minute. The fast-rising torque curve hits its peak between 2,500 and 5,500 revolutions per minute, where 443 lb-ft can't wait to skin the Pirelli P0 Corsa tires. When sticky rubber meets dry tarmac meets a seasoned driver, the approximately 3,650 pound-cubic V can roar from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds. The unrestricted maximum speed is an equally remarkable 191 miles per hour, both numbers are in 911 Carrera 4S territory. In first, second, and third gear, the fast-approaching red line keeps your right hand busy through the surprisingly slick gate. Fourth takes the Giulia into triple-digit territory, fifth is the perfect Autobahn ratio, sixth we only needed on the high-speed oval. Set the DNA in race, and the car instantly morphs into attack mode. Race means traction control and stability control off, the quickest steering calibration, the tautest damper setting, the fastest throttle response, and the broadest grin. Even with the electronic safety net fully deactivated, the Giulia is not a heavy-handed dominatrix who can't wait to punish the driver for the slightest mistake. Although it carries serious speed down the straight and through the corners, the high-end Alfa is a positively seamless and creamy piece of kit. From memory, the M3 feels edgier, the RS4 lacks that reassuring connectivity, and the C63 is even looser overall. Developed on a shoestring budget, the Giulia does not bring the same high-tech goodies to the table as its German classmates. Still missing from the genetic code are all-wheel drive, a head-up display, LED headlights, switchable anti-roll bars, rear-wheel steering, the latest driver assistance systems, and any kind of hybrid application. While the confident estimated asking price of $70,000 undercuts the M3, for example, by about $4,000, money is an unlikely decider in this super sedan category. As far as perceived quality is concerned, though, the Italian-built contender has some catching up to do. It's not so much the cockpit layout and the lack of available features that make you frown, but the ho-hum surfaces and the 7 out of 10 build quality. On the positive side, there is an intuitive infotainment system with a single multi-directional controller instead of the increasingly popular touchscreen. Acronyms may appreciate as Active Arrow Splitter, FCW, Collision Warning, AB, Autonomous Emergency Braking, and RCPD, Rear View Monitoring and Warning. With Alfa's combined production output scheduled to grow to 350,000 units by late 2019, the Giulia is only the first of 7 new models. The biggest Georgia-based sellers will likely be 2 compact crossovers, one due in November and one in the fall of 2017. As far as the brand's image goes, the most significant new arrivals are the 2 rear-wheel drive sports cars. Insiders claim that the body and soul of the next coupe and Spider match the legendary 19,541,964 Giulietta. Unique to this Giulia are trademark Quadrifoglio rims shod with 19-inch tires, 245/35 and 285/30, adaptive aerodynamics, variable rate dampers, and sills, roof, and hood made of carbon fiber. Measuring 182.6 inches long, this is a proper 4-seater with a 17 cubic foot cargo bay and a 15.3-gallon fuel tank. But it also is a sports car on demand, the Italian cousin of the Dodge Hellcat, a triples-rated plaything. We're still in race mode as we join the inner handling circuit, and the dampers are now operating in their firmest setting. With the vociferous engine poised to deliver the goods, the fascinating pilots start clipping curbs, yelling out loud at every apex. The electric power steering feels meaty and keen. It relays all the information you need while sorting out irritations such as longitudinal grooves and transverse expansion joints. Weight, damping, and ratio are spot on. Praise is also deserved for the optional carbon ceramic brakes. They bite hard and fast, lap after lap. She is a powerful lady, the new Giulia, physically strong and with a mindset to match. Even in Quadrifoglio guise, drivers are not required to bring a sixth or seventh sense. Its character remains calm, the chassis couldn't be more composed, and the controls are cooperative. Even in race mode when the dialogue between input and response draws a fine line between satisfaction and spin, excursions of the live-wire rear axle are reliably intercepted by the relaxed rather than ultra-quick steering and by the progressive rather than ultra-sharp throttle response. The result is a sweet and safe handling balance that helps the driver build up the confidence it takes to fully explore the car's remarkable potential. In this respect, the Alfa is more C63 than M3, but in addition it throws in a decent ride comfort. At the end of the day, it's the subtle extra measure of compliance that makes this Giulia such pleasant company. 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio specifications on sale. 2016, month TBD price, $70,000, base, estate engine, 2.9 liters twin-turbo 24-valve V6/505 horsepower at 6,500 revolutions per minute, 443 lb-ft at 5,500 revolutions per minute transmission, 6-speed manual layout, 4-door, 4-passenger. Front engine, RWD sedan EPA mileage, N, LXWXH, 182.6 by 73.7 by 56.1 in wheelbase, 111.0 in weight, 3,650 pounds, Estato 60 miles per hour, 3.8 seconds top speed, 191 miles per hour. Show more.